The Queen of Discs represents the watery part of Earth. She rules the 21st degree of Sagittarius to the 20th degree of Capricorn. In the background, she contemplates the background, where there's a calm river runs through a sandy desert to bring it fertility. There are oases beginning to sow themselves amid the wastes. So things are becoming alive. There's this energy of it's not spring, but it's just the water turning. Maybe after in the autumn when things are dried up. The Queen of Discs represents the passivity, usually in its highest aspect. In the foreground, we have a goat on a sphere. Now, she just described passivity, and then is suddenly talking about the goat, which of course is Capricorn, and we are in the 2 decanates of Capricorn in this case. And for Crowley, the Capricorn, the goat upon the sphere, is the great work, which is fertility. The great work is to do with working with a holy guardian angel and the spiritual forces. So this is the idea that you have to be calm and settled and supportive in order to achieve the great work come through here. The Queen is armoured, and he says that there are other coins or small scales. It's difficult to see exactly what they are in this picture. On her head, she is adorned with a helmet with a great spiral sword of marker, and marker is actually a type of goat found in Afghanistan, which again sort of brings into this whole idea of the great work and the Capricornian influences that are going on here. Of course, Capricorn in the tarot deck is a devil card. So we are seeing this is the more contemplative, supporting, emotionally strengthening aspect to the intensity of the devil card and all that kind of entails. The idea, the throne is upon the life of vegetation, and we see plants and leaves of plants almost enfolding her, and it's like a cocooned in something that's very protective at the same time. In her right hand, she holds a scepter surmounted by a cube, within which is a 3-dimensional hexagram. Hexagram balances energies, and it's very much this idea of the hexagram is to do with Tiphareth, and the spear is of course the wands, which is fire. So she is able to control the balanced energies that are projected forces from there. In the left hand is curved her proper disc, a sphere of hoops and circles interlaced. So this is the disc of the discs cards, and it's fully 3-dimensional, and it's something that she holds within. She's has this ability to encapture and hold the complete energy of the discs in her hands. So she's not attached to it, and indeed she's not looking at the money, she's actually looking into the far distance. So this whole idea of non-attachment to money and material things is very strong within this card. So what does Crowley say about this, the Queen of Discs, and who these people represent? They represent the finest of the quieter qualities. They're ambitious, but only in useful directions. They possess immense funds of affection, kindness, and greatness of heart. They're not intellectual nor particularly intelligent, but instinct and intuition are more than adequate for their needs. Again, this is kind of more of the lower functioning of things. We've already described that this idea of intelligent control of knowledge and of the great work that's going on here. Women of this kind are practical and hard-working. Very often domestic goddess comes to mind in this kind of thing as well. There is a silent element to this card as well. There's an inclination to abuse of drink and drugs. It's probably the idea as a hard-working housewife who's got the bottle of gin that she sort of sips in the evening or during the day to get through the rigours of her work. In the end, when the card is ill-dignified, there's a kind of dull civility, and it's mechanical. The inspiration of life has been lost, and they're just going through the motions, basically. It's kind of dull and depressing. But ultimately, of course, this card is really about the Queen disc is the great work and the accomplishment of the great work and the hard work that is required to develop on your spiritual path.